everybody. Happy Wednesday? Is that what today is?
It feels like a Monday, though.
It feels like...
Very Monday vibes.
I don't even know what it feels like.
Especially after last night. I don't know when you got to bed.
Oh, God. We'll get into that in a second. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes Podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with two grumpy old men, Petey and Craig, and then, of course, Sean, who balances us all out. Let's just start with the old man yells at clouds segment. Craig and Petey.
Petey, how was your neighborhood last night?
We've done this already once. Buddy, nobody loves their country more than me. I'm USA all day. I'm red, white, and blue. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. All of those things are true. I don't, to this day, I swear to God, I don't understand the fireworks. Like, is that cool? Like, I'm going to light a bunch of things in my driveway on fire, stay in my driveway, probably the streets I drive on every day, with those little balls that roll around in color with smoke. What? I don't get it. Somebody please explain to me the excitement of that. And I'll go a step further. Fireworks shows. But so I'm gonna go the whole gamut and then I'll pass the baton.
I'll weigh in.
So the fireworks shows, when you're 4, and literally 4 might be the cutoff. When you go, oh my God, there's lights in the sky, that's really cool. 4. By the time you're 8, you're like, buddy, seen it, done it, been there. Move on. You're an adult watching that shit going, oh my God, this is cool. Unless it, like I said, unless it's making shapes in the sky in color to the music and dancing, it's friggin' lights. Like, ooh, really? Ooh, really?
Yeah, I'm feeling like
really.
It's
You're
sort
that
of like
excited.
Cavemanish reaction to us, and it's like, oh look, we can draw rocks too. Isn't that neat?
Fire.
I don't get the sparklers. You mentioned this already. Like, you want to hold a sparkler,
buddy? It's
who cares?
2023.
I can hold a lighter in my hand, and there's a flame too. It's not exciting to me.
1940s, cool.
You know
awesome.
what I will do for
Technology.
the fireworks show? If I could time it, I would show up for like the last 10 minutes, show me a couple fireworks, give me the grand finale, I'm out of there.
It's the same. Even the grand finale is the same.
But at least it's a lot of lights and color. Fine, okay. If somebody wants to go, yeah, I'll go for 10 minutes. But
it's 110.
After that, but in the neighborhood,
mosquitoes.
you know what? You were talking about miracles. I believe in miracles. I was hoping for a miracle last night. I was hoping to see police lights 1 block north of me arresting the idiot shooting off illegal fireworks in my neighborhood.
Leah,
That's
do you
what
want
I
to
was
go get
hoping
breakfast or something? Just
Yeah, we'll be back in 10.
But I don't. It's one holiday I don't get. Singing Christmas carols, Christmas trees, get it, buddy, all over it. Christmas lights, Hanukkah, I got it. 4th of July, why do we have to blow shit up? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it.
Did you wear your gas mask this morning so you could breathe?
USA.
No, I did.
There was
and how about the dogs? How do you think if we took a poll of dogs, how would they feel about it?
Care less.
Oh, they were. My cat was losing his mind last night.
Legit in bed by 8:45, so I missed it.
Anyway,
right after Smokey and the Bandit got over.
There's no better time for Shane to just walk in with a case of Wow Wheat beer. Yeah, we just got a 4 Peaks delivery.
Finally.
Work,
hey, Max. Work.
Oh my goodness.
Is there some Wow?
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, I know. Thank goodness.
Oh,
I'm
buddy.
excited.
Look at this.
Oh,
boo.
You don't want the
hand-delivered hot
knot to Craig.
Craig can't read it. Craig can't read the print.
Can't be too mean to you because you just celebrated.
Is this show over yet?
You know, that was a low blow. From the
What's wrong with
IPA.
you guys?
Here we go.
I like fireworks.
What do we got now? More IPA.
You do like fireworks for real?
I comes back with a second IPA.
Why don't you leave it
what
right
are
there?
those? Staycation. Oh, that's the super juicy.
Leave it right there.
Sure, leave it right there.
See, honestly, you know, we'll get off it, but do you legit like fireworks? And I think here's what I really believe. I think people go ooh and ah because they think they need to go ooh and ah. Now, if you want to bring your 4-year-old child to the fireworks because you have to, my kid liked the fireworks.
At
Get
4.
It. At 4. Get it.
After that,
ooh, daddy.
as Richie would say.
Yes.
Who likes fireworks? A child asshole.
But I don't get it. So if you're an adult going ooh and ah, I think you feel like you have to. It's like one of those, I have to act like this is cool and impressive. When really in reality, I know it's not, because I've seen technology work. I've seen things greater than this in my lifetime. This doesn't impress me. This isn't the fax machine back in 1982. Like, ooh, that's cool. It's over it.
Yeah, it's
We're
fireworks.
done.
Like,
Move on.
Yeah, it's not a novelty.
Can I just say, I have never been to a fireworks show where people are quite literally oohing and eyeing at every single explosion.
Oh, yes.
And also, I've never, like, the vast majority of the time people are setting off fireworks, there's children around. It's for the kids. And also, I'm a grown-ass man who likes setting shit on fire and watching shit explode. It's cool. Plus, to your point about it being American, our national anthem literally talks about bombs blowing up in the air and
Fair point.
illuminating the flag. That's the most American shit possible, is blowing shit up.
All I have to say is one time at Canada Day fireworks, a firework.
Fireworks at Canada Day
One
too?
time.
So maybe it's not just
a
American.
firework was still, you know how like the debris falls from the sky?
Yes.
Well, one was still kind of on fire and it fell on my dad and burned a hole in his shirt and burned a
For real?
hole.
See, and that's what you say, it's adults doing it with kids. Yeah, and that's why I think, great, like maybe the kid will get hurt or something because the adult's an idiot and really doesn't know what he's
The
doing
vast
because he's not a
majority of
professional.
firework injuries happen from the adults that are setting them off. Kids don't get that injured.
Probably.
So it's,
It's
know.
not
Okay,
a
I'm
novelty
sorry.
either. Fireworks have been around forever. I mean, they had them in Middle Earth. Gandalf was lighting them off, and they were better fireworks.
Swear to
by the
God,
way,
really?
than Gandalf had that we have now.
And they stand the test of time
Legit,
because
we went
people,
to Middle Earth.
no
We
matter
did.
how advanced of a society we are, at the end of the day, people like shit and like seeing shit get blown up, and that's what 4th of July and fireworks
Fair
are all about.
Okay.
That's American. That's
There you go.
America
That's
right
exactly
there.
what I'm
Like
saying.
seeing shit get blown up.
Okay.
Yes,
That's over now.
All right. Are we ready to move on?
I guess so.
All right. Good Lord. Well,
I have a feeling it's going to be one of those days.
I think I knew that before we even went live. All right. Well, let's get into the hockey talk today. We have a ton to talk about. First of all, we've never, it's so rare we take a day off in the middle of the week. We were off for 4th of July, and it feels
Who's
like
we? When you mean we, you mean you.
You.
No, because I worked.
I worked too.
I was at the rink.
I worked.
Buddy, I legit, I almost brought a footstool. If you see, well, there's a walking and talking with Maverick Lamerty, almost brought a footstool.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking, wish I would have.
Like half the roster now.
So when,
I feel that way.
so I
mean,
did
most
this
of the
thing
roster for me, let's be honest.
For Leah, some questions that Maverick Lamerty, and I had to hold the camera, hold the microphone, and read my list of notes and talk to him.
His face might be a little
His head's cut off on most of it because he's too small. Anyway, moving on. I'm sorry.
That's great. Sorry,
Okay,
Leah.
well, we didn't have a show yesterday.
Yes.
Does that work?
Yes.
All right, we didn't have a show yesterday, and now it feels like we have a shit ton to talk about.
Yes.
So, of course, we would start by spending 10 minutes on fireworks.
Yes.
But now we'll talk about actual hockey talk, and let's talk about, I guess, the biggest rumor associated with the Arizona Coyotes right now, the one that the diehards kept a secret for days.
Good job, diehards.
Good job,
2
diehards.
days.
Yep.
2 days kept that a secret.
Yeah. But it is that the Arizona Coyotes are reportedly pursuing reported by Craig, pursuing free agent Matt Dumba, widely regarded.
Some call him Dumbo.
Yeah,
My
like your wife. Widely regarded as the top free agent defenseman still available right now in this UFA pool. What do you guys think about this? First of all, since you're the one who reported it, like how did this come about? You said it's from the get-go. So
Yeah, they've been after him from the start. Look, he's talking to other teams, and we'll see. You know, you hear the rumors. I haven't confirmed any of those, so I want to make that very clear. But there's been talk that he's talked to Carolina, to San Jose. There's talk that Dallas is trying to clear cap room to make it happen. We'll see how this plays out. But they have definitely been after him, and it's an interesting move. Matt Dumba is not the offensive guy that he was, but he's still a good defender. I know he had a rough start last year, but there's a lot that he can still bring. He's a high energy guy. He loves open ice hits. We know that. We've seen that recently. And I just think it'd be a pretty good signing, an interesting signing for them, provided, and I'm sure it will be, it's on the short term, right? That has been Bill's MO throughout free agency. Trying to get the team better for next season without hurting them 3 years down the road. So, I've heard reports that the AAV could be north of $5 million. Again, it'll be a short term. I think he can help them on the power play. I'm not even sure he's going to run the first power play, though. I think that might be Sean Durzee's role this year, and Dumba could run the second power play.
I like him. I think he's a good player. He's a strong right-hand defenseman, can defend. My biggest question is why? And why now? Where does this fit in the plan? That's my concern. I like that the signings they've made. I like the direction this team is going. I like that you're giving Bears some people and some belief, the fans some reason to believe, and the players some reason to believe. I'm not sure the battle for Dumba on a short-term deal right now. To me, I'm trying to figure out the where and the why. Like the player. I think does he help the team? Well, good God, yes, he helps.
And
this
they've got
team.
a hole on their blue line.
Look
They
at
do.
a hole.
Yeah.
I challenge people. I said this last show. Print out all top 6 for all the teams in the Central Division and then put up the Coyotes. And this is where the Coyotes are. When you talk about Mosier and Valimaki and you're trying to go young, you're going young. I get it. It's fine. Moser and Valimaki are going to be very good players for a very long time in this league. They're just not there yet. I don't know. And bringing back Stetcher, who can help defend, but let's face it, Stetcher's not a big, strong guy keeping guys out of the blue paint.
Yeah.
He's tenacious. He works hard, and he has a good stick. There is nobody right now. Josh Brown's going to have to play every other freaking shift because you don't have that. Dumba helps them defend. This team, I don't think, defends well enough right now from the blue line in. Dumba would help them immediately. I like the one year deal because guess what? That's exactly what you did to all the guys last year. Dumba needs to rejuvenate his career. Has to.
This is the place.
He struggled last year.
He's going to get a chance to play a ton.
He's going to play all the time.
And then the cap goes up. You can cash in. It makes
or
sense
trade him.
Yeah, or you trade him. Yeah, at the deadline.
Oh, Dumba's back to the way he was playing a couple of years ago in Minnesota.
Right.
Let's go get him.
Let's get him.
So for him, I can see him looking at this. One of the things, though, when you look at the Dallas Stars right now, to me, I thought they were the best team in the Western Conference in the playoffs last year. I know they lose to Vegas, and Vegas wins the Cup. So say what you will. If Dallas is playing their best hockey at that time, I still think Dallas is better than Vegas. And I think their back end, by adding Dumba, I think that now is even a better hockey team on the back end. I really like that move for the Dallas Stars. The problem they have that the Coyotes don't is money. Like you can fit Dumba on this roster right now. Let's go. Giddy up. I think if he's trying to win, he's looking at other options first. If he's trying to reprise his career and get off on the right foot, I think he's taking a serious look at Arizona. So all those naysayers that says players don't want to be here, they look at the situation and they think they can play. And I'll take that a step further. I talked to some development camp guys yesterday. I won't say them by name. I had the opportunity to talk to them, and I asked them. Everybody kind of dumps on Arizona. What do you guys think? And the thought was, well, we think we can play here. Like there are spots here, and they didn't mean now. They didn't mean today, but they looked at this organization and go, there's some really good young players. We're going to be really good. And we think we can fit into this roster. So I think that same could be said for Dumba. He will be the guy on the back end if he signs.
And as we know, he trains here in the offseason. He's here all
the
the time. I see him at the ice tent at those informal skates every year. I think his trainer's based here. So he's around a lot. He's familiar with the area. He's familiar with these players.
Yeah, and as Heisman in the chat mentions, none of our blue chip D prospects are ready for the big show. Dumba makes sense as a stopgap until Lamoureux is ready and Simashev comes over. I think it'd be a great signing for the Coyotes.
It's a great signing.
It is a
great signing, and he helps them defend immediately because those guys that you just mentioned they're not ready. They're not ready yet. So it's going to be a couple of years before you go. But can you imagine that defense? Simashev, Lamoureux, Moser, Valimaki, Duda,
maybe. We'll talk about it. Like
you're going, wow.
Starts to get interesting.
Yeah, I think
Maximilian Zuba.
I think when we sat on Saturday and Monday and we looked at the forward group of this team, we thought, oh my gosh, like for the first time in a while, this looks like a top
vodka, by the way, if you're wondering.
Oh, okay. An NHL top 9. They have options. There's gonna be people competing for spots.
Yes.
I think the back end is that one area that there's still a lot of room for improvement. I don't think signing Matt Dumba pushes this team to be a playoff team.
And it doesn't block anyone's path, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
not at a 1 year.
So I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think I was just surprised when you originally told us, Craig, because last Friday when we were previewing free agency, I just wasn't expecting I've said this like 3 times already this week, but I just wasn't expecting the Coyotes to go after any names of significance. Like I was thinking more along the lines of, Sean Dursey type players. And we've said this, but Matt Dumba, not only is he a big name, he's one of the top free agents available right now. I know it's like a little bit of a weaker free agent pool, but he's still a significant player and he's 28 years old. So he's, he hasn't peaked yet by any means. And I think if they signed him to a 1 year, even 2, let's just say year deal, so he can have the chance to, have his career resurgence, play somewhere he wants to be, and then help mentor those guys because, last year it was Josh Brown and Troy Stetcher mentoring those guys. Not to say that they're not the right people to do that, but to get a guy like Matt Dumba in the mix, it's only going to, I think, help the defensive core.
What is it going to cost this team, though? He's coming off a 5-year, $6 million contract.
I mean, his AAV's got to be over
5.
Yeah, I would think.
Yep.
That's what I've heard anyway. I got to admit, I'm surprised too, Leah. Like I think I told you guys, I knew they were in on Jason Zucker, but I'm thinking to myself, they're not going to sign Jason Zucker. He's not going to come here. And then he did. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a surprise. I did think that they were going to go more of the route that you mentioned, and I wrote it in my story as well. But some of the factors that you just stated, Andre Tourigny's entering the final year of his contract.
Yep.
There's some core players that would like to see some direction. The fans, all of those, I think, played a little bit of a role. Again, there's timing of the rebuild as well and trying to take a step forward, but I think all of those things enter into the mix. It's one big cocktail.
No, I agree. I think that courting Andre Tourigny for an extension, I think, is a huge piece of the rebuild puzzle, and I think it's going to have to be addressed fairly soon. And if you look at, and we joked about it a little bit yesterday, that now that Shane Doan's in Toronto and Shane Doan brought Andre Tourigny here, that could he persuade Andre to take the big leap to the bright lights of Toronto? And the answer is maybe. It's a good team ready to win. They'll spend any amount of money to do anything. But Andre Tourigny has started to build this. And this is that no matter what you did in Toronto, it's never going to be Andre Tourigny's team ever. I don't care what you do. It's going to be somebody else's. It's Shanahan's team. It's whose team. Here, like, this is him. Like, this is his fingerprints all over this organization and this team. And if he sees, gosh, we can have extended playoff success here with a team that I helped be a builder of, I think that shows a lot of promise. And I think that may be one of the ways they can persuade him to extend and sign a long-term deal here. And I do think that the Dumba and Zucker and the Kerfoot, that is a lot to do with trying to appease not just Keller, but Bear.
Yep, absolutely. Tim said Zucker, Dumba, Bukestad, Petey. It's Minnesota South.
I know, buddy, it's coming. Wait.
And then Dan said,
Maybe that's what was at play here.
Yes.
Really?
I like the idea
behind the
of
scenes. Yeah.
Dumba, as you've all said previously, this isn't like a Taylor Hall situation where we're trying to shortcut the process. And I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think everyone has a slight PTSD from that, and that's where having a big name come in is kind of nerve-wracking. But I think if it's the right deal, the right term,
right? Like Taylor Hall, they gave up assets. They gave really valuable assets,
and this would just be a signing. So all you're giving up is money, and they have money
and a short term.
Yeah,
so.
And
they're within their budgets.
That is a key difference for both of those things. When we talked about Ranta and Stepan, that was assets. When we talked about Taylor Hall, that was assets. That's what this team can afford to do, is give up future assets for current success. That's what they cannot do. And we talked to Bill at length over the last 48 hours. There is no way that he's varying from his plan. Like, zero chance. He's not giving up assets for anything right now. Like, he may trade assets for different assets or better positions in a draft or a good young
guy like Sean Durzi.
Well, Sean
a
Durzi
young prospect, but he sure as hell ain't going to do it for a 29, 30-year-old player.
Yep, absolutely. I'd be interested to see if Matt Dumba does sign here, how that would affect the lines on BetMGM. I already said that Coyotes have the second worst odds.
Yep.
Would they bump up a spot? What is their season point total going to be? All of that is yet to be determined over at BetMGM, but now is a great time to place your future bets. And if you log into the BetMGM app on Friday, you'll receive a bonus bet. So I love using bonus bets on futures because you just put it down and then you forget about it. And then in this point, it's not even your money. So you just show up in 7 months and you win money that you forgot you put down. That's what I love. You can also bet on all sorts of things on BetMGM. The MLB obviously is in full swing. So if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use the bonus code PHNX when you sign up. There's a few different offers depending on where you live, but for our Arizona audience, place your first bet offer and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if it loses with BetMGM. Again, make sure you use the bonus code PHNX. You can check out the show notes for full details. And now you can listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Disclaimer, 21 plus to wager. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in Washington, D.C., Mississippi, Nevada, New York, and Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369, New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, Arizona. 1-800-522-4700, Kansas, Nevada. 1-800-327-5050, Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help, Michigan.
Speaking of BetMGM, if you haven't been out to the BetMGM Sportsbook in Glendale, it's an amazing place. First of all, the food, amazing. The vibes, immaculate.
It's a sports bar. People say, where's a good sports bar to go watch sports? Buddy.
Yeah.
They got the ticker with the scores going. If you want to bet, not that we are actually encouraging betting. They have you could walk up and bet. You could go to the kiosk and bet. You could sit at the chair watching the sports, bet on your phone. You can do all of the above.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Love it.
We're going to be there on Friday all day. PHNX, we're broadcasting
and when Leah
live.
says all day, Leah's literally going to be there all day.
Broadcasting live all of our shows all day long, and we hope you join us for Knockout Nights this Friday. The Knockout Nights Cornhole Tournament, we will be there first Friday of every month through August. Join us this Friday, July 7th, and you can take on. I've changed our team name to Team Pack Therapy. That Charles is a unofficial
appropriately
part of.
we suck.
Yeah, well, Charles and I
blame
suck.
Charles.
I haven't
It's
thrown
not
bags
his
yet.
fault. It's my fault.
CWP,
I'm
if you're
awful.
listening,
I haven't
buddy.
thrown bags yet.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't seen what Craig has to offer.
Maybe I'll just be there for moral support. CWP
Sure,
will
I'm
be there.
fully
I talked to
comfortable with
Charles
that
already.
phrase, by the way.
So
Charles is going.
we'll see. Yeah,
I will tell you this. So if you come, and I encourage people to come because the sports bar is great, the food's great. They do have Four Peaks on tap. All of those things are true. Just if you're planning on tossing bags, just understand there are two very distinct camps of bag throwers at this event. There are diehard fun bag throwers that are there to have a beer, watch sports, and throw bags. And there are some very serious bag throwers.
There's some weekend warriors.
There, buddy.
Yeah.
Be ready.
Probably wearing eye black.
Be ready.
While they're playing.
They have
They're-
their custom.
I'm telling
their
you.
custom bags. That's not
Be
even
ready.
a joke. Oh man.
We do a whole show on that.
Oh, there is
segment of
Charles.
population.
Sorry, CWP. I was just
no,
teasing.
Charles, don't take full
I was
responsibility. It
teasing.
was me.
I heard you guys improved every
we
game.
did.
As Bear said, you just want to look for those little improvements.
Exactly.
1% every day, buddy. 1% every
Exactly.
day.
Anybody keeping track of how my team's doing?
Don't care.
Oh yeah,
Honestly.
we're undefeated in case you were wondering.
Well,
That's
your
neat.
partner's not
Solid.
going to be there on Friday. So.
Oh, I'm
freaking
not gonna be
kid.
there
That's
either.
neat. Put it on your
and
resume,
neither
buddy.
is Sean.
Put it on your resume.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not good at throwing bags, but I am.
But you were
good.
a ringer.
I am
Yeah,
good.
well, in
Okay.
the office. You
But
were
you are
I'm
good.
trying to
We-
move.
but
I
you're good at
saw
myself.
eating.
this. Y'all
Queso?
have reacted to one instance of her throwing
Are you good at
bags
that?
from
But it
5
was
feet away.
multiple tosses where it was
just
like
saying.
right in the hole. It was like
She was really good.
it was
But
insane.
on the knockout nights, it's regulation distance, and I was not prepped for that. My
yeah.
shoulder was sore the next day.
So what is regulation distance?
I don't know.
It's like 20.
27,
Is it Margarita Monday?
28, I think. 26, 27.
What?
Who's
what do you-
screaming in there?
What do you say?
I don't know.
All right.
Do you
Anyway,
Do you
Um,
have queso?
actually, Bill and Karen
Here he
went to
comes again.
Illegal Pete's yesterday. What?
Probably bring me a wow.
It's too far. Yeah.
It's too far.
Bill and Karen were at Illegal Pete's yesterday. Tweeted at me. They of course got the queso.
And they got a picture taken there.
Amazing, yeah. And if you haven't yet been to Illegal Pete's on Mill Ave, check it out. You can kick off your week with Margarita Monday at Illegal Pete's, exclusive to Arizona locations. $3 margs all day, every Monday. Nothing brightens up that Monday mood more than soaking up the sun with a few margaritas. I'm sad because today kind of feels like Monday.
I know, I thought
and
it
that
was.
sounds like a great thing to
I
go
did think
do,
it was
but it's
Monday.
not. That's okay. I'll wait for next Monday. And don't forget about Taco Tuesdays, $2 tacos all day, every Tuesday. We know the Morgan family is big on Taco Tuesday. Enjoy your favorite chicken, pork, and veggie tacos for just $2. So swing by and start your week off the right way at Illegal Pete's.
My stomach is literally grumbling over here. I don't know if you guys can hear. I am absolutely starving right now. And Illegal Pete's, reading that out, like it is so good. And it's
Yeah.
quick, easy. You're in. I could be sitting, drinking a beer, watching sports, eating my burrito. What, 2 minutes?
Yeah. And
Probably
we didn't even
too
get to do Taco Tuesday last night because it was 4th of July.
Did you see Alltech?
You can't eat tacos on the 4th of July, apparently.
Alltech's considering a Matt Dumba Kachina.
Yeah.
I love Alltech's taste in jerseys.
His world is wide open this year for Alltech's right now. It's just a wide open landscape. For
Oh
Alltech's.
man. All right, moving on. We have a comment from Tenply who said, "Can we talk about the real issues here? Where is the Michelli signing? Thank you for transitioning us into our next
RFAs.
segment.
Okay.
Today at 2 p.m. is the deadline for player elected salary arbitration, and that includes Jack McBain, Nathan Smith, and Ivan Prosvetov. Craig, what do you got?
We'll see how the day progresses. I think that they may be able to work something out with Nathan Smith. The other two guys may go to arbitration, which is never a fun process. Never a fun process. It's basically one side telling you everything that's wrong with your game and the other side trying to build it up. It's amazing they don't come out of these meetings with just hating each other, and they're able to patch it up afterward. We'll see how it plays out. Again, today, 2 p.m. is the deadline. We'll see about those other two guys, but I think they'll have something done for Nathan Smith. As far as the guys without arb rights, I expect those deals to get done. Matthias Michelli's a part of this
Yeah,
organization.
and he's getting done.
Yeah,
Right? Like there's
yeah.
no way that they're moving on from Matthias
No.
Michelli right now.
Matthias Michelli was one of the guys that in every press conference with all the new signings, when they would mention Keller, Cool,
Yeah.
like all the guys they're excited about, Matthias Michelli was in that sentence, that same
Yeah.
breath.
So
So don't worry.
Deep breath. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Matthias Michelli.
We got a whole nother year of Matthias Michelli. I do think though the lines are going to be jumbled up like crazy over the next. We got to talk about
That's
it
the
for 3
thing.
months.
Yeah.
But there are so many. There weren't spots last year available, so there were guys that were in the lineup every day. That's not the case this year. I think-
Whoopsies,
good-
faux pas.
Yeah, there goes. Now we're
On
banned again.
music.
Just 3 notes every day, buddy.
Trying to
That
do
is such a
research here.
Craig. That is such a.
I'm gonna
Oh,
get
the other-
that as a sounder for whenever one of you fuck up. Whoopsie, faux pas.
The other RFA is Jan Yannick, by the way, who also is not arbitration eligible. So
It's interesting. The arbitration process is absolutely horrific. It is when you're a general manager and a management team going in looking for how bad a player is that you're desperately trying to sign, but you want to show he sucks, and then the player's trying to show how great he is. It is absolutely vicious. in
Lost
that
and
room.
Krause. Remember, they were like in the courtroom getting ready,
thank
and
God
then
they
boom,
didn't
they got a
make it.
deal.
Yeah.
It's just vicious. And then as soon as it's over, you got to say we love you. It is so bad.
Nick's comment, I'm on 2 hype trains, the Sean DePaz hype train and the Michelli hype train.
Look at Sean DePaz.
Oh my God,
Bring it
I love it.
All aboard, baby.
All right. Well, yeah. Obviously, as soon as we know anything about any of the RFAs, we will let you know. You can, of course, follow Craig at CraigisMorgan on Twitter for all of that. But let's talk about development camp. We haven't even, I mean, we previewed development camp, but now the 3 of us went on Monday. Petey stopped by yesterday. What do you guys think? Day 1 and 2 in the books.
Yeah, Logan Cooley went on the ice yesterday. I talked to him after he went on the ice. Leah took the day off. Did we make that clear before?
Oh, that's so painful. I know.
You're acting like I don't
I know.
do anything.
I did say something already. I got mine. In. I got mine in.
We both took our shots, so she'll get her revenge at some point.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be subtle.
Will
Yeah,
you
I'm
finish
calling
your
out
thought?
tomorrow, so have fun.
Finish your thought.
Logan Cooley. We got to talk about Logan Cooley because I talked to Logan Cooley and he said a lot.
He did.
He said a lot.
Let's go
He
over it.
said,
Yeah. Okay, and that's the end of the show.
Hey, there you go. Well, I know if you want to know what he said,
He
go
talked
to
to me and I got a lot of
gophnx.com and read my story,
Yes.
please. A lot of you have already, actually.
Yes.
But some takeaways, right? There's been a lot of chatter about what Logan Cooley might be doing, what might be happening behind the scenes because of the arena. And he did say, when I caught him on that news conference in May, when he made the decision to go back to Minnesota, that it played a role. Well, he clarified that. He basically said it was a small part, but he wants to go back because he feels like there's more development ahead for him. There's a lot more that he can accomplish. So when I pressed him on it, like, hey, is there a chance you're going to go back for 4 years? Or is there a chance you're going to request a trade and get out of here because what's happening? He's laughing. He's basically, no, there's no chance of that. So let's just shoot that down. Logan Cooley spoke himself, and it was, I wish I could give you the tone of voice when he was speaking as well, which is like, it's ridiculous. He's like,
They
I
have
have no
things
idea.
that record voices now. Just
Yeah, that's how I got it.
check it
Actually,
out.
I could play it on the show, I
Just
guess.
saying.
But he's like, I have no idea where that's coming from. It's not happening. It's not happening. So don't worry about that stuff. And then the thing that he left me with at the end, he's like, I don't want media going crazy over this, speculating over this. But, he's still thinking about the decision to go back to Minnesota. So it's not 100% locked in. That's still the plan. Don't get crazy. Don't get crazy. But there are still some things he is evaluating.
I feel like when he decided to go back to college, and I don't think anyone would have blinked about it if the arena thing didn't happen.
Right.
I think he mentioned that it played a factor. So then it became like this narrative that completely spun out of control. And for some reason, like, it just feels like lately, all these storylines, he wants out. He doesn't want to be here. And then, like, day 1 development camp, he wasn't on the ice. It had nothing to do with anything. He was on the ice yesterday. He was on the ice, but like everyone's so up in arms. Oh my God! And
the
then
other guys weren't on the ice either. They had to get through their medical
Dylan
stuff.
Gunther
Yeah.
wasn't on the ice. Like, it's fine. And Craig set the record straight with Logan Cooley. He wants to be here. He wants to be a part of this organization, and it was cool for me to see. I saw like he stopped and signed so many autographs for little kids in the lobby of the ice den. Like, he's so important to this franchise, and I think
He's a top prospect.
Yeah, and I think he recognizes that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting when you look at when he made his decision to go. When he first said, I'm going back to the University of Minnesota, you got to look at his line mate Snuggerud's going back. You look at a team that did not win a national
He made a
championship.
big deal out of that, huh?
Yeah.
Snuggerud going back.
Yeah.
Or the millions of other college players that have gone back for a second year.
And so this is a team that didn't win a national championship, that had really high hopes to win a national championship. I think that they feel as a team and a school that they have unfinished business. And I think that's part of where he's at. But to Craig's point about development, the college path develops players differently than the major junior path, in that major juniors, to me, It is a professional athlete factory. That's what they do. They play games, and a lot of games against really high-skilled competition. And the NCAA, it was funny because I talked to Cooley yesterday too, and he said it prepares you for life. And Sam Limpkin said the same thing. It prepares you for life, not just hockey. And the time to get Logan Cooley to change his mind, if you want him to, and I'm not sure the organization is saying that they need to have him today because you can go get stronger, you can get bigger, you can get more practice time. All of those things are true at the University of Minnesota. It's a great program with a lot of great facilities. But right now, when you get him here in this atmosphere, he made that decision in a vacuum thinking about college because guess what? Your buddies are all going back. You know it. It's the fear of the unknown is trying something different. He knows the plan. He knows the coaches. He knows what the schedule's like, going to practice, going to games. He knows that. Now you get him here around all of these development camp kids for this week and everything's Coyotes, Coyotes, Coyotes. I think he liked that. I think he liked having the cameras in his face and the microphones and going, oh,
He's
shit.
good at it, too.
I could be the guy.
He really handled himself well in that interview. And
Yes.
I don't know what you thought. But
And he's throwing out the first pitch tomorrow at the D-backs game.
By the way, so I asked him about that, and we'll probably talk more about his first pitch. So I did talk to him about the first pitch, and he is excited about the game. He's from Pittsburgh, so he's a Buccos fan, and
Missing the Pirates by a day, by the way.
Yep, they were coming, but he did not play baseball as a kid. Surprisingly, he didn't. And I said, buddy, there's a lot of pressure. Like, you don't screw this up. Like, you could screw this up. Like, there's a lot of people, like, you can't screw it up because it'll be everywhere.
So, glimpse into Petey's parenting style there.
So get it right. And I said, and you've seen the video, but here, behind the curtain, you've seen guys warm up kicking a soccer ball, right?
Yep.
The Euros, electric, kicking a soccer ball around. Get them to throw a football around. Watch a Euro throw a football. No clue. They don't understand the form. Which foot do I lead with? I can't throw. So I said, do you look like that when you throw? And there happened to be some Euros outside talking. So they were all laughing at his buddy. He said, I can throw a ball. So there's a lot of pressure on Logan Cooley to get a strike. And
Don't worry, Logan. He'll be great.
So what he told me, he's coming with a curveball. He's going, I'm throwing a breaking ball down the middle. So we'll see. So tune in for him. The point is, he's a kid that won't be hurt by another year of development. But this little showering of, God, this is kind of cool around here. And he saw Austin Matthews the other day. Austin Matthews is here in the Valley skating right now. Clayton Keller's here in the Valley. He's like, oh, shit, I can skate with these guys every day?
Yeah.
Huh. So, by the way, we talk about Minnesota sometimes on this show. Have you been there in the winter? Buddy, it ain't this. And I told him that too. I said, just a reminder, in the wintertime, we wear golf shirts to practice. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Petey's doing his part.
You know what else going back does for these guys? Honestly, if we're really analyzing this, generally it allows them to bypass the AHL. They don't have to go to the minors.
Yep.
Hop right into the NHL. Yep. They're ready. And he had a quote that he didn't talk about the AHL, but he said, I think a lot of guys are ready after year one, but I want to be more than ready.
Okay, yeah, I literally highlighted that quote because it was my favorite quote of the whole article. He said, I'm sure some guys are ready after year one, but when I step into the league, I don't want to just be ready. I want to be an impactful player. I loved that quote from him. So,
and another year can allow that. Yeah. So we'll see.
Let's talk about some of the other guys at development camp. Obviously, most of the top prospects were on the ice, minus the two Russian top picks this year, which we already knew going into development camp just with their KHL contracts at the moment. But we did see Maverick Lamoureux. We saw Artem Duda, who made a very last-minute appearance. Zuber Herbal. I'm going to make a little audio clip.
We had him pronounce it for us.
Like,
what did he say?
It's Terrible.
I don't know.
See, and that's the thing.
Horrible.
That's what I say. Ask the player because you'll get the pronunciation from the league. You'll get it from the team. Yeah. Then you hear from the player like, oh,
no. Well, he was like, what he said, oh, whatever you guys want. And I was like, no.
How do you pronounce it?
So I tried.
Sounds too much like hairball, by the way. So.
Yeah. Tall camp, tall guys. Yeah. Anybody else? I know we said we don't evaluate on the ice, but you noticed Duda.
I don't want to evaluate the thing that I noticed about Duda is, first of all, he stepped on the ice. He starts doing like figure eights, all these crazy things with edges. And I'm like, wow, he's really adept on his skates, on his edges. And then you watch the kid skate in drills. He's a fantastic skater. That's all I know about him. And it's development camp. And no, I don't say, oh my God, he's going to be a great NHL player now. He can skate. Wow, can he skate?
They're excited about him.
It's really impressive to watch.
And they're excited.
I said that about when people went to watch this at the Ice Den over Monday and Tuesday. If you wanted to watch, don't look for execution was poor. Passes were poor. Shooting is poor. Guys are trying to be selfish. It was,
And they haven't been on the ice.
it
A lot
was
of them
sloppy.
Yeah,
Let me be honest. The coaches said it was sloppy. The reality is the only thing I think you can look forward to player development camp is their skating. And you go, oh, God, he skates pretty well. And that's the key attribute or skill I like to see from kids there. The other thing I like to see is the players that we've seen over time and them get bigger and stronger and turn from boys to men. Like when I talked to Maverick Lamoureux, he put on 35 pounds since last summer. And he's a tall, lanky kid still. And he talked about, his development path. He thinks he needs to continue. He understands the offensive side of his game needs more, but it's more about getting bigger and stronger. And at his frame at 6'4", 6'5", knowing that that's what he needs to do is great. Then I talked to Josh Doan, and Josh, same thing. He's playing at 190, 195 right now. And you look at him and you go, my gosh, he's always been the smaller kid, but he's filling out. And he said by the time he gets to camp, he wants to be over 200 pounds. So he's got another couple months to put on weight. So I think those are the two things I look for: physical maturity from these guys that are going from 18 now to 20, and the ability for these guys to skate. Beyond that, I don't believe that this camp is going to see much of the, oh my goodness. Where we are going to do it, and Craig and I will be absolutely guilty of it. They have a scrimmage on Friday. It's available for
It is at 1 p.m.
It's 1 p.m. for season ticket holders, though. It's not
season
open.
ticket holders only.
Yeah, it's not open to the public.
Not open to the public. So we'll add that, and the Coyote Scouts are going to do it, and Craig and I are going to do it. Ooh, look at that guy. I guarantee it.
Just like fireworks?
Hard.
Ooh,
yeah, just like fireworks. It's hard not to do that when you see somebody excel. And I am looking for those players like Logan Cooley God, he's smooth on his skates.
Yep.
The kid can skate, and I want to see him in this kind of an atmosphere, because guess what? If I'm on the other side and I'm trying to compete for a spot, or I'm on a PTO, or I'm on an invite here and I want somebody to notice me, I'm going to get noticed. And if I'm on the ice with Logan Cooley, keep your head up.
A couple more points. As far as Maverick, I had a chance to sit down to him as well. We'll dive into a little bit of that.
Too. You can't stand up.
Especially me. Yeah, that was. I literally said that to him. We're not going to do this standing up. But I'll dive into a little more of the weight gain and what was behind that. But two other guys that I just want to mention, and you just mentioned Hrabal.
Yeah, say it again.
I do feel like I'm coughing up something when I say it. Go ahead, say it again.
Maybe I should play it in the mic.
Please do. Can you? It'll sound garbled.
Yeah.
So, is he the top goaltending prospect in this organization immediately? Will take a little time to climb to that.
I think he is.
Kind of think so too.
I think and I think when you look at Prosvetov, that was supposed to be the guy, I think they're ready to move on. I'm sorry. If he's listening to the show, sorry, you better
go to arbitration.
You better come to camp blowing the shit up.
Based on what? Yeah. I mean, just honestly, he's underwhelmed thus far.
Yeah. So
again, goalie can suddenly the light could just go on at like 26 or 28. I get it, but so far he's underwhelmed.
And the other guy is Anthony Thornton, who 2 years ago came to this camp as an invitee, and all of a sudden they signed him, and now you think maybe he's the prospect. You put these two kids head to head. Oh my God, I'm telling you, this Rabel kid, like, he is massive. Like, he is so big in the net, and he moves so well for a big guy. That's one of the things you look at a goalie at that age, at that size. They're just growing into their height, and they have some work to do. And I brought up Aiden Hill. When Aiden Hill was this age, Aiden Hill, he still wasn't smooth, right? He wasn't smooth around the net in his movements, competed like a son of a bitch, and he was a good goalie, and you could see that. But he wasn't smooth. This kid's smooth. And I do agree. I think he, right now, today, this morning, he is the number one goaltending prospect for this franchise. But the good news is there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And they all mature at different rates, and they're 18 right now. This team, 3 years from now, could be sitting with 4 really quality goaltending prospects. And that's, now you start looking at trading.
Like Mike McKenna said, it's good to have those assets. They can't all play, but you could always trade them.
Yep.
It's a good place to be. One other guy that I wanted to mention before we move on to your next ad read and our next topic, Maximilian Zuber.
Yeah.
Talked to John Ferguson Jr. for a long. Like, a lot of people think he's ahead of schedule. He's really impressive. He had a terrific year over in Germany on the international stage. He's going to be in Tucson. This kid is another one to watch. They really like what they're seeing from him right now.
I want to also mention one other thing that Petey and I kind of got to see, because we went into the locker room after Group 1 on Monday. And you touched on this in his walking and talking with Sam Lipkin, but a lot of these guys, this is their second, even third development camps.
Mhm.
And to see a little bit, some leadership qualities, like we saw Sam Lipkin, you're literally not paying attention. And you're
No, I'm reading it. Leafs fans are ripping me.
Prompting you
Leafs fans are all over
to
me.
talk. But like Sam Lipkin in the locker room showing guys where to put their glove, like just the little.
There's so much of that
The
with
little
Donor
things,
and
yeah.
the guys that have been here more than 1 year that are going, okay, here's how you get around this. And can you imagine being 18 and walking into this locker room going, what do I do?
Yeah.
And you can't speak English?
Yeah.
Oh boy, howdy.
Yeah. So that was cool too to see, and that's something that the staff is more privy to because they're around these guys, and that's partially what they're looking at as well. So yeah, we'll continue to follow along. We're gonna actually be. So it's closed to the public tomorrow, the skate. So you can't go see that, but we're actually going to be at the Ice Den tomorrow doing our show live from there with some very, very, very special guests. It might be the most guests we've ever had in one show.
I like it.
So if you're just around the Ice Den and you want to come hang in the lobby, watch us do our live show there, you're more than welcome to do that. And then we might have to enjoy a Four Peaks brew at 18 degrees.
Yes. I might have one now.
Because you said you would buy on Monday, but we ended up staying later than we thought,
Yes.
so we ran out of time. So you still owe us Four
Yes.
Peaks,
I do.
and I will be
Still owe us.
taking advantage of that on tomorrow at 18 degrees.
Yes.
So that's what I love about Four Peaks. They're on tap like everywhere in the valley, and you can also check out the Aystry Pub where everything on tap is Four Peaks, and they have a wide array of drinks we love. So check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. You must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks, and please drink responsibly. You can also check out our friends at OG's because
I'm about ready.
Petey's on that train.
Yeah, and I am ready.
Here we are.
And I'm ready for that today, and it got me maybe right now because, by the way, when you attack Toronto and the Leafs on Twitter, just be ready.
They need OGs.
They need some OGs. Relax.
Oh, sweet irony.
Yep.
No,
And
but they don't see it that way. They think
we'll
I'm,
get to that
yeah.
in a minute. The OGs has their brand new pink lemonade gummies. Amazing, amazing, amazing. The biggest hit.
microdose.
They are a massive hit in our office. They're limited edition, so make sure
Creamsicle.
you grab them. You can also check out the fruits and the creams. They have so many different flavors, so many different kinds of gummies.
Where are they made?
Check them out. They're made here, scratch made.
Buddy,
We love.
scratch made in Arizona.
We love. So don't miss out when it comes to flavor and effect. Get your pink lemonade gummies while you can. Check out OG's online at ogsbrands.com and on Instagram at ogsbrands. You can also find their products at your local dispensary. You must be 21 years or older to purchase. All right, let's get into this right away since it's coming up for you. Leafs fans are attacking Petey.
Yes.
And this is why. So let's pull up the headline that graced our timelines this morning from CBC. Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, owner of the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Raptors, has been named one of Toronto's largest property tax debtors with an unpaid bill of roughly $1.18 million. So
Now, this is not over Scotiabank Arena, and this is clearly, and this is where I'm getting attacked on Twitter. This is about a dispute over who actually owes the taxes and who owns BMO Field. That's what this is really about. And they're telling me, well, he's an American, so he's not educated. He doesn't read anything. So that's kind of the path they've gone down, and I'm an idiot. I guess the point that I was trying to make was, do you think these people that are now saying that this is okay, did they think they read all of the stuff that Craig wrote about all of the unpaid bills in Arizona? Do you think they knew the story of what really went on here in Arizona?
Nope.
Or it was just, oh, they're poverty? And I think that's kind of what I was trying to show this morning was just relax. I guess that's what I was trying to say. That like now they're all mad at me because I don't know the full story, and you knew the full story of the Morellos in Glendale.
Right.
Like, beat it, pigeon. Like you didn't.
Can you make the pigeon sound? Perfect. I love it. I can't make that
But
sound.
you
I'm
didn't.
jealous.
You don't know. But again, that's okay. It's okay for not to dig into facts and find out what really happened here and throw out your bullshit and you spew your hate. But when I wasn't hateful in what I said. I was just being ironic to show, oh, it's the same but different, and it's okay for. I don't know if I was. I'm fine. And before, I will say I went to my PHNX teammates this morning and I said, they both said, careful what you wish for, because once you have to Toronto, they're coming back. And I said, I'm going for it. And now I'm an idiot with no education.
you should
Fine.
just send them back the link to OG's.
I'll just send them my Harvard acceptance
no,
letter
seriously,
that I got in.
just
How'd you
reply
do,
with the link to
buddy?
OG's
Oh, the
yeah.
OGs. I like that.
Just send them the link.
The
back.
OGs. Relax.
This seems like you could use
in
this.
in the couch. No reading comprehension skills.
Ooh, boy.
Americans have no education. Like, fucking beat it. Like, really? Really? The point was, I know Toronto can pay their bills. They have more money than any other team in the National Hockey League, the most valued franchise in North America. I understand all that.
Did someone really say Americans have no education?
Yeah, it did. For real.
Wow,
but it's the narrative of not paying your bills. Understand the story.
Sorry, where does everyone come from all around the world
it's
for their
unbelievable.
education? Sorry.
It's unbelievable. I understand the narrative. That's all.
That's hilarious.
That's all. And I know that the people that are giving it to me on Twitter are clearly not listening to our show right now because they would understand the narrative then. So now I'm going to have to battle back on Twitter. So this may go on for a while.
Love it.
Oh, man. All right. Well, speaking of education in the U.S., ASU.
That.
Big announcement for ASU hockey today. They are joining the NCHC. This has kind of been a long time coming for ASU to finally join a conference. Craig, you got the rundown on this.
Yeah, and listen, apologies. We were hoping to have Greg Powers. We jumped the gun. I think they want to get the news conference out there first. That'll be today. They've already announced it officially, but we'll get Greg to talk about this at some point. I'll probably talk to him today to update the story that I already have up on gophnx.com. But this has been a goal for a very long time. In fact, they tried to join this conference in 2016, but I don't think they were ready at the time. And the NCHC looked at them and said, yeah, we don't think you're ready either. In the span since then, what happened? They made an NCAA tournament. They would have made another if COVID hadn't canceled the season. And oh, by the way, they have an arena. They have a sweet arena at Mullet. So a lot has changed for the Arizona State hockey program. But as we've mentioned on this show a couple times, it felt like things had stalled a little bit. Momentum had stalled with COVID. It really sort of set the program back a little bit. Well, now you've got the arena in place. Now you've got a conference in place. Now they can start moving forward again. Next season will be their last season as an independent. Then they'll join the conference play. And oh boy, better get ready because this is not an easy conference. As I noted in the story, 5 of the past 7 national champions have come from this conference. We're talking heavyweights like Denver, North Dakota. Petey, you can, go to your
I've
home
heard of the
state
University
if
of
you
North Dakota,
want.
and great conference.
Yep.
Unbelievable opponents that people are going to see here. Here's my concern. And I've stated this before, and I told this to Greg Powers personally. The concern I have when you join a power conference like this in college hockey, the way you get to the NCAA tournament is by winning that conference or
winning the conference
postseason tournament,
which they think is another opportunity, and one of the reasons they wanted to do this.
But ASU is going to take some time to do that. So if you're thinking right off the gate, there's a great conference, and ASU is going to go in there, and they're going to be in the NCAA tournament year after year, again, patience. It's going to take some time because you're going to have to show that, one, you belong in the conference first. Now you're going to have to poach some of the draft picks, players and prospects and recruits that those schools are getting. So it's going to take some time. It is putting them on the map of college hockey immediately to go from Oceanside, and 2-3 years later, you're in the biggest conference in college hockey. And Big Ten guys might argue with me, or Hockey East or ECAC, but it's still right in there.
5 of the last 7. So there you go.
There you go. It's
and
exciting.
They did bring in Albie O'Connell as their new recruiting coordinator too. So that's interesting to me as well. These things obviously go together, dovetail. So they're trying to make steps. But yes, it'll probably take a little while to get their sea legs under them in a very difficult conference. But long term, I think this is a great move for them. And this is more me speculating in the story than anybody at ASU talking about. They're certainly not thinking about it. They're thrilled to be in the NCHC. But you get that affiliation with the Denver schools, and a guy can dream. Maybe a couple more schools come on board in the West, and maybe someday we'll see a Western-based conference so they don't have to go to Minnesota or Michigan for conference games.
Yep, absolutely. So really exciting. And again, this all stems back, all these things that happen. Petey and I did our It's a Wonderful Life episode where if the Coyotes had never existed, what things would be like. It all kind of stems from that. And ASU hockey would not be NCAA. It wouldn't have Mullet, and it now wouldn't be joining a conference if it doesn't all come back to the Coyotes. But really happy for Greg Powers, really happy for ASU, and really excited to see where this program can go in the future. Before we move on, I want to make sure I do read the super chat that came through earlier. I don't want to lose track of it. From our friend Altex, said, glad to be a Blues fan and give Yotes fans a different perspective on GMBA. Seeing some similar patterns from years past, I'm very confident. If anyone's going to have belief, it's Altex. So thank you, Altex, for your super chat and your positivity as always. Petey, we got to get you some Shady Rays to block out the haters here, because you've just been you've been
he's under attack.
He's in Twitter
that's
battles
fine. I'm
right
on
now.
it. I'm on it.
Yeah, you being on your phone is very distracting. But
I'm listening.
No, it's okay. Block out the haters. Grab yourself some Shady Rays. It is freaking sunny. It's hot. Make sure you have Shady Rays. They have so many different styles. I'm sure you'll find something you love. And they have a great deal for our listeners, exclusively for our listeners. The best deal of the season. You can go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. You can try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. I had mine all day in the pool yesterday. They're phenomenal, and I can't wait for my new pair. And if you want to go try them on in person, they have a brick and mortar at Kierland. So check out Shady Rays. And of course, if you're on your way to Shady Rays and you're thinking, oh man, it's hot, I need a drink, stop inside at a Circle K and grab yourself a Polar Pop. It is Polar Pop season right now. It is hot out. Cool down. Get a Polar Pop. You can also grab yourself a snack while you're inside Circle K and, of course, top up on gas. So make sure you're not missing out on all this great stuff. Right now, you can text PHNX to 31310 to join their SMS subscriber club and get a buy one, get one free offer on 32-ounce Polar Pops. Head to circlek.com/store-locator to find Circle K's near you.
Yeah, you can combine both of those, actually. Wear your Shady Rays, enjoy your Polar Pop outside while you watch fireworks.
I don't know where you'd
Or you can pretend like you're not watching. You can pretend like you're watching fireworks and not watch them because you're wearing your Shady Rays, and no one will ever know that you're ignoring the fireworks.
All right. Last thing before we go.
Yes.
One of the reasons Craig and Petey and I don't like fireworks is because of all the dogs that get spooked and run away. And this is a really, really bad time of year for animal shelters. They're all pretty much full or over capacity. And we had kind of, an incident. So AZ Sports Guy, who is a friend of the show, he found 3 puppies abandoned in a park. And he took them in by the kindness of his own heart. And he called all the shelters this morning. Everybody's full. Nobody can take them.
Which happens all the time at this time of year. Greg Dunaway has told us because people aren't responsible. Yeah,
absolutely. And these are 3 adorable puppies that he's taken in. He gave them all baths. They're fast asleep. And we have a message from AZ Sports Guy. So here's what he had to say.
How's it going? So what I have behind me are 3 adorable, amazing, beautiful puppies that for some reason were abandoned at a park by my house late last night, and I've called multiple shelters today, and they're all full. Can't get calls back. There's one more place I can call around lunchtime, but I just want to post this real quick. A much better video of the puppies. They're a little more in high spirit and actually kind of sleeping soundly, but if in any way, shape, or form anyone out there is looking to potentially adopt a puppy, anyone knows any rescues that aren't full, has any resources, anything possible, please just retweet this, DM me. I want to make sure these puppies go to a good home.
So like he said, we're trying to find a home for these puppies. If you or anyone you know is willing to adopt, foster, take in one of these puppies, you can reach out to him at the AZ Sports Guy on Twitter, send him a message, send him a DM. And also, we care a lot about dogs on this show. And right now, the Empty the Shelters adoption event actually was supposed to start tomorrow. It's starting today. So starting today, adoption fees are waived for all dogs, and that includes puppies. This is from Maricopa MCACC, right?
Yeah, I always get that acronym
Yeah,
wrong.
I know. Adoption fees for puppies are waived today only. Adoptable dogs that are already altered can go home today, which frees up a kennel for a lost dog waiting for their owners to come find them. You can use the Take Me Home Today filter on the Adoptable Pets page to see which dogs are ready for you today. So check it out. Please consider adopting a dog. There's so many dogs and cats in need of a good home. So and then to Matt for taking in those puppies, like you're amazing.
Thank
and
you, buddy.
everybody who does incredible volunteer work in these shelters and makes this their lives. We sincerely appreciate you, and let's get these dogs loving homes because they absolutely deserve it. Anything else before
it's just
we
really
head
sad.
out?
Just help out.
Yep. I know. Oh, they're so cute.
They are
It's
cute.
like, oh, I want one. But anyway, that's it from us then. Wow, that was a jam-packed show.
And tomorrow we go live from the
Ice Den. We got another jam-packed show. Can we reveal some of our guests?
Yeah, we can name a couple. Lee Stepniak and Andre Tourigny will definitely be on the show, and
Hopefully,
players TBD.
And Andre Tourigny said he would bring some of his family's maple syrup, which I am thrilled about. So hopefully he remembers, but stay tuned for that.
Do we have the Eggo waffles to eat them with?
No, but we can bring them.
Eggo?
Yeah.
Were they even Eggo that you ate?
No, I think
they were just like the Safeway brand.
store brand.
Oy, oy, oy. All right. Well, really looking forward to that. We have another jam-packed show tomorrow, so be sure to subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, block off 11 a.m. on your calendar tomorrow. And while you're here watching us on YouTube, be sure to hit that like button. It helps us out a ton. And just make sure you're tuned in every day at 11 because we are here live 5 days a week. Even all through the off season. We appreciate everybody who's here today watching. You can also listen wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple, Spotify, and we'd appreciate it if you'd follow us there and leave us a review there as well. It really means a lot to us. You can follow each of us in the meantime at S. Peters Hockey. Defend him in his Twitter war against Leafs fans. You can follow me at Leah Merrill. Follow Craig at Craig S. Morgan. You can follow Sean at Sean_DePaz. And of course, follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody, and we'll see you for a really special show tomorrow.